Welcome to the Horror Junkies podcast.
Welcome to the Horror Junkies podcast, the podcast where we discuss all things horror. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Pat.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Jorge.
And welcome back to another show, guys. We got a cool one planned for you. We're going to talk about, personally, two of my favorite films. I don't know if I could say that for the other guys, but The Evil Dead and The Evil Dead 2. So,
okay, nobody.
One of them's
these
become
movies.
my favorite. One of them's become my favorite.
One of them has become Dylan's favorite. That's awesome.
Well,
to
not
hear.
my favorite of all time, but like one of my favorites. Yeah, for sure.
One of your favorite, of course.
Yeah.
So we got a cool show planned for you, everyone out there. We're sorry it's a little late. We had a lot of technical issues with recording.
A lot of. We
Fucking
lost the whole
Patrick.
damn thing.
We lost the whole episode. Patrick just disappeared halfway through that thing. So we're back at it. We're doing it again. We're doing it fucking live and raw.
And we can see each other this time.
And we can see each other, which I think is going to make it a little bit better than before, because I like to see your guys' faces.
It's gonna feel a little bit more authentic.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think.
But before we get into it, how was your guys' day? It's the weekend. I know. I'm excited.
FIFA 22. That's
Yeah.
FIFA 22.
That's it. That's literally it. That and eating
I
snacks. A lot of them.
Snacks. Yeah. Me and
I
Patrick
did
had some
something-
pizza.
I felt like I did something last night, but I don't remember.
I didn't do
It
shit.
was
I had to
I probably
stay
did
up till-
nothing. I haven't done
sound
anything
good
today.
as
I
night.
know that.
I was up to like 2 a.m. because I had to go to the airport out in Sanford
Ooh.
to pick up my
Ooh.
sister-in-law. And so
Okay.
there's nothing out there but Mothman, rednecks, and meth. So
Yep. Mm-hmm.
it was a good time.
Did you pick me up some meth though?
I went to the creepiest gas station to get gas. There was no lights on. The girls were like,
trails.
out of all the gas stations you could have picked, you picked this one. I'm like, yep.
Bro,
That's why-
Mike was literally
that's
almost
why
a
I
part of
don't-
body bags.
I don't start. I don't get gas in like the DeLand area.
Yeah.
I don't do it because like I just everyone there just like stares at me like an old like
Like
Toby
you're-
Hooper movie, and I'm just like,
I'm uncomfortable
No.
here.
What the hell is that?
Don't go down that road there.
this feller's dressed in all black in the summer. The hell wrong with him?
What's wrong with that?
And in my mind, I'm like,
motherfucker?
oh my god, these backwoods demon worshippers are gonna fucking kill me. I gotta get out of here. I don't
Honestly,
care
like,
how cheap the gas is.
I won't stop at sketchy gas stations. I just won't. I have watched too many
No.
dang movies. I know how
Oh,
it ends
no,
every
dude.
fucking time. I'm not trying to get. Cut
I
up
saw.
to
I
pieces
see a
in the
lot of people
bathroom.
go in but never come out.
Exactly. I remember one time when the first tour George that we went on, we stopped in like some remote ass gas station in like Nebraska or somewhere, and I was
Oh
like,
my
"No, guys,
God, dude.
no, we
Dude,
gotta go."
There was a lot of sketchy things on tour on the road. Like the worst thing
Yeah.
ever is like, dude, if you have a phobia of going to the bathroom in public, it's never gonna work out. Change your
not only
career
that,
right now.
Touring the Midwest is just terrifying because it's just nothing but cornfields, soybean fields, and creepy gas stations.
I will say I've never seen that
I'm
many
so
stars
glad I
in
didn't
my
go on
life.
that tour.
I've never seen that many stars in my life, which was cool.
Literally. Have you guys watched anything? I mean, besides the 2 movies, have you guys watched anything recently this week that you really like?
I watched 2 episodes of Squid Game today, so now I am on episode 5.
5. Oh,
It's getting good.
Things start.
It's getting good.
I mean, shit
it's been
pops
good
off in the
but
first
it's getting
episode,
good.
but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched VHS 2 for the first time last night.
oh
How
yeah.
was that?
I really liked it. I really did.
Have you watched
I-
94 yet?
No, I was gonna watch that one tonight. or
I
tomorrow.
started
haven't
it. I
decided
made
yet.
it. I'm on the second. I'm on the 3rd story of 94. So far, I like
okay.
it. I like the way
Oh.
it feels more found footagey. I will say that
Yeah,
about
you
it.
can't hear dick.
You can't hear shit. It's
Hey, what's
like
it
one
on?
of them is literally filmed on like I think like a VHS camcorder.
Yeah.
What's it
like
streaming
super
on?
old school Shutter.
Oh, is it?
It's a Shutter original. So
Oh shit! I would have
Yeah,
watched that tonight, but I
yeah.
watched Mandy in Color Out of Space today.
No,
You watched
how's-
Mandy and
how's
Color Out of Space?
I was in a Nick Cage mood today. You know,
no shit.
yeah, definitely.
How was Color Out of Space?
dude,
was
I
that
fucking
good?
love that movie, dude. I've probably seen it like
Okay.
10 times.
Nice.
Okay. Well, then I have to
I,
watch
um,
it. I have to.
It's
I've been
fucking
watching Only Murders in the Building with
Oh yeah, it was Steve Martin.
and Martin Short and Selena Gomez.
How
and
is
it's
that?
How is it?
fucking awesome. It's
I
so
need to- I
good.
need to watch that. Yeah.
Like they're all addicted to like this podcast, that's a true crime podcast, and then someone gets murdered in their apartment, and they just start being like, we got to start our own podcast. So it's really funny, and it made me come up with an idea for another podcast that I want to do.
What's the idea?
It's
Nope. Someone's gonna steal
untrue true crime. So it's a
Yes.
true crime podcast that's totally fake. So all the stories are completely made up, and I want to make it somewhat supernatural as well. So it's just straight stupidity, and I just think it would be hilarious to.
So it would be an original story broken down like a true crime podcast.
Yeah, and the way I want to do it is I want to like each season, a person writes the story and tells it, and then the other people involved in the podcast have to try to figure out what the fuck's going on, like a whodunit.
I gotta say,
like
that's a really fucking good idea.
That's a great idea.
That's a really good idea.
I was watching it last night. I was like, "Yo, how funny would it be to do this?"
Yeah, that'd be great.
So maybe we can get together and dedicate some time. And I'll get Lauda and Issa involved.
I would definitely write one for sure.
Yeah.
I would write one for sure.
That would be exciting.
You can give like case files to everyone and be like, "Here's your briefing," and you got to kind of like, I'm gonna tell you a story, and you got to kind of figure out what's going on. I think it'd be cool as shit. I think it would be really cool and original.
I could base mine off of an actual murder that happened in St. Augustine in the 50s.
Damn.
I think would be awesome for sure.
Yeah.
Have y'all watched any of that Oat Studio stuff?
I watched it. Me and Patrick used to watch it when it first was out, on YouTube when he was releasing them back in the day, and I loved every single one of them. Firestorm is still my favorite one.
Well, I watched the first episode today, and it is so fucking cool.
Neil Blomkamp is the shit, man.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's just like, hey, here's what my studio can do. Do you want this type thing?
Yeah.
And it's so cool, and to think that we almost got the Alien movie directed by Neil Blomkamp, and then Ridley Scott just goes, "I'm gonna make Covenant. You're fine. You can go home." And then I'm just like, but like,
it's sad, man, because
his style with like is already kind of like Geiger, So it's like
you're talking about the comic Geiger, right?
Yeah, HR, and it would have been so great to get that, like being such a massive Alien fan. I'm looking for a little bit of variety.
Yeah.
As far as like,
have you seen his new movie Demonic?
No.
It's not good.
Yeah, I heard. That's why I haven't watched it, because I heard it's not good.
Are you talking about that game from Grandma's Boy?
No.
He needs to. Yeah, can we talk about how I saw a listing for that game? Like when was it the 360? It was like just coming out, and that was like a game.
No,
that,
Boy came out?
Was it the 360 or the original Xbox still?
It may have been the original. It may have been the original.
I really wish that game got made because it looks sick as shit.
No, I saw it on a listing. I saw it on a listing somewhere that that was a game coming out for it, but maybe that was like promotional.
It could have been because...
Which is a weird way
Please sit on my face.
Grandma's Boy is just a fantastic film.
My dad thinks that's the funniest fucking movie ever made.
It's pretty fucking funny, bro.
He loses his mind every time he watches that movie.
It holds up. I watched it recently. It still did.
How much clothes cost in the
I
Matrix?
cracked up.
I love the bzzzt, bzzzt, bzzzt.
Please sit on my face.
I love the part where she's like, where he's like trying to sleep, and his grandma's like, "I died on the floor, and nobody
That scene is
helped
so
me."
sick.
And he's just like, "What the fuck?"
The best line when he's super fucking baked, and he's like, "Of course she does have a microwave. She's a fucking 100."
Sticks his hand into the oven when I'm high and using the oven. When I'm high and using the oven, which is frequently, I think of that scene, so I just go extra slow because I just like that'd be the worst.
Do you know what's on the tray when he puts in the oven?
It's like a myriad of things.
There's like bananas.
He's just
he's like, I don't know what the fuck you are. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you are, but I'm gonna eat you too. And he's like, yeah, I've had that moment.
So basically, what's happening here is we are doing a little side mini episode on Grandma's Boys, which
100%, right?
We have a lot of words,
which is fun. No, it's the perfect fucking segue because it's a comedy, and you could say that there's comedic relief in Evil Dead 2 at least.
Yeah, Evil Dead 1, if there's comedic relief, it's not on purpose.
Fat Jonah Hill sucking on titties at that party.
For 12 hours. 12 hours.
They announce it at the company meeting. Okay. Anyways, let's fucking get into today's episode.
Yes.
Shit. This is what I missed. The banter. I feel like that's what we missed in the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're finally back into our shit.
It's easier now that I can see y'all. It's easier.
I think that definitely does help, is being able to see you. And then we get...
Well, Patrick's
You got
clicking
the
me
dog
off,
in the
so
back.
I don't like this anymore.
Fuck you, George.
Yeah, so let's hop into the Evil Dead, man. Great fucking film. What is that? I have my notes here somewhere.
I deleted my notes after the last
I
film
deleted
episode.
my notes.
I didn't delete mine.
Yeah, Evil Dead, not rated, so love that.
NC-17.
NC-17.
1981 release, directed by the one and only Sam Raimi.
Written by Sam Raimi.
And also written by Sam Raimi, the man who brought us the best Spider-Man movie ever made.
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
The man who blessed the earth with emo Tobey Maguire Peter Parker.
100%. So I mean, for those of you who have never watched Evil Dead,
What are you doing?
What are you doing with your life? Stop this. Go watch them. They're both on HBO Max at the moment, so you can stream them just easily. They're also on YouTube. If you just type in Evil Dead full movie, they're both there for you to watch for free.
You can also watch the original.
Yeah, you can watch Sam Raimi's original. What was it called? Something in the shadows, something in the woods. I can't remember when
See,
we'll
we
come
were
back
doing
to it.
so good. Hold on.
But I don't know. What do you guys like most? I mean, like when you think of Evil Dead, like what is your favorite scenes? What do you love about the movie? What kind of shit like that?
Oh, it's Blade 2.
Within the Woods. Within the Woods is the name of it.
What's it?
Within the Woods, yes.
Blade 2.
Blade 2.
That's it. Podcast over.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think for me, one of the things that I really loved that I've thought about after the last episode when we were first recording this was the camera work that Sam Raimi does as a director. That's iconic to the Evil Dead franchise. And what I'm referring to is, of course, the fast-paced movement in the woods that's representing the demons coming out of the ground to attack those, the unsuspected victims in the cabin.
That's like a trademark throughout the whole franchise. Really.
And it was never done before.
No, even the fucking remake took it.
Yeah. It's iconic to the franchise. If you're watching an Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, the remake of Evil Dead, Ash vs. Evil Dead, they have that kind of camera work.
So is there any movies in recent times that you could think of off the top of your head that have done the same camera work?
Not really.
No.
And
At least not done it right.
Yeah. And I wanted to, when I was doing a film class years ago, I wanted to figure out how he did that because I just thought it was so cool, and I really couldn't find much on how he actually got that type of camera work done. The most I saw was like a box that they put the camera in on a track, and they built like a track in the woods to kind of mimic it, and they pulled the camera type of thing.
No way, dude. Somebody was just running through the woods holding the camera.
Oh,
and just
100%.
sped it up 5 times.
No, that was a skateboard and a camera, dude.
Yeah. It's just fucking love it.
And
I mean,
high enough to do it.
It just goes to show that with proper technique, a low budget movie can be even several years later just endearing and fun to watch. I mean, it was made on a budget of $350,000. So basically their fucking local Ford dealership sponsored this movie.
No, you know what the difference was? It had TLC, Tender Love and Care. There was passion put into this movie that nowadays, bro, they don't care. They're getting a paycheck. They don't give a shit. They just pump out monotonous shit every fucking day now.
You could see it in Evil Dead, but you can really see it in Evil Dead 2, the love from the main actor. If the main actor is into what he's doing and is very much on board with the creative process and what it's about and really cherishes it, you'll get a standout performance, hands down. And I mean, Bruce Campbell as Ash is
and it's also that fucking team. You get Sam Raimi and the Chin himself on a team together. The Chin.
Metacritic gave
Bruce
it a
Campbell.
71. Do y'all agree with that? 71? Do y'all agree with that?
I honestly would give it closer to probably like an 85 to a 90 in that range somewhere.
Based on it being a horror movie or based on it just being a movie?
What, the first one?
The first one definitely.
The first one.
They tried
definitely
to make
on a horror movie scale.
No, but yeah.
There's some funny scenes though, but I don't think it was intentional.
As a film itself, 71 sounds about right.
Yeah.
As a horror film, maybe a little bit higher. I wouldn't put it in the 80s though. Me personally, I wouldn't. I would keep it like in the 70 area because it's like it is still limited. But what they did with those limitations, they really like squeezed the juice out of every lemon they were given.
They took that full $350,000 and said, none of you are getting paid. Everything goes into practical effects.
But it pays off now.
Oh boy, does that! The one thing the Evil Dead, the franchise in total, does right is its practical effects and how it creates the the deadites and all of the gore. I mean, it's just.
Even the fucking remake did it right too.
Oh yeah, the remake
and the remake knew that it couldn't be without certain elements of the original movie,
right? And which is the special effects, which is Evil Dead's like. That's what you go see Evil Dead for. Is like it's special effects.
They knew they needed certain key elements, and I would say that would be the cabin in the wood setting. I would say the camera styles, like from the original, like Pat was mentioning earlier, that's a necessity, and your effects. Like they knew that true fans wouldn't mind that it was a bit of a detour from the original and its own thing if they still got the core elements of what made the movie so great in the remake. And that's why it's such a fucking classic remake. Like almost like the Texas Chainsaw one. With Jessica Biel in it.
Oh man, that's such a good comparison.
It's literally the same formula. You've got the setting still. You've got Leatherface is scarier than ever.
Yeah,
ever.
I'll say for the Evil Dead remake, it just it gave it a story of why they were in the cabin and kind of more serious tone.
Yeah,
right.
And I loved what they did with the Evil Dead.
And also
I have no complaints.
Made the book more of a plot point for the movie too.
Yeah.
Which is like some of the possessions had like illustrations of what was gonna happen.
Well, you gotta think, man. Like, Evil Dead has such a cult following, dude. They could not have fucked it up. Like, because it just would have been.
It would have been bad.
It would have been real fucking bad.
And I think if I'm remembering correctly, not that I want to like talk a lot about the remake. Is that they knew that they had to have some comedy in there. Because that's what a lot of people like, especially a lot of people today watch The Evil Dead 2 more than anything, because of its comedic relief and how Ash is a character. But I mean, I love the fact that they said no, we kind of want to go more serious, more horrific and gorier, and kind of give you a different version of what The Evil Dead can be, without having too much camp. So that's
because it's all about a girl cutting cold turkey on heroin, and her friends take her to the cabin to help her and shit. And they don't know if she's actually getting possessed or she's just like
going through withdrawals.
Going through withdrawals, exactly. Yeah. But no, for the original was like so simplistic, and that's the charm of it, really, too, of Evil Dead. Mm-hmm. Is like it doesn't really need to be that too complex for it to be good. Obviously, with the first one, I haven't. The most one I've watched is honestly Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Going back to Evil Dead, I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen this since I was like a fucking teenager.
Evil Dead is the one I've seen the most.
Really?
Yeah.
It's usually not the one people watch the most.
I don't know. Like just looking back on it, so like it's funny enough, my uncle had Evil Dead on PSP. I don't know why, but he had it on the fucking
on
PSP.
UHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I like first watched it. So like whenever I thought the Evil Dead franchise, other than like the remake, I just always watched Evil Dead, and it wasn't until we did this that like I literally had to question a couple times whether I'd actually seen Evil Dead 2 or not.
Right.
Like
did anyone else have
a lot of people do, and the point being is because Evil Dead 2 is pretty much a requel. Where it is kind of a sequel, but actually it's a remake of the very first movie.
What? Mike, explain that.
No.
I'll
just
do
have
it.
to Google it.
All right, David Lynch.
I'll
Get off
explain
your
why.
ass, fuck Google the shit.
I'll explain why.
Take it away,
They
Papa
didn't have.
Pad.
They didn't have.
Hold
the
on,
rights to
real
the first
quick.
Movie. Okay.
Hold on, real
okay.
quick.
Oh,
Did anybody else have PSP UHD movies?
Okay, so
No.
I'm gonna. The first time I saw.
Hey, that's my uncle's.
So
already.
the
He's old.
first time I saw Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 was on PSP.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I had Boogeyman on PSP. What other movie?
The fucking who's in that? It's Timothy Olyphant. Is he in that movie?
Are you talking about Boogeyman?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy from Seventh Heaven.
Oh no, the
God.
different guy then, different
No.
guy.
Yeah.
You know what I had?
don't
I
know.
had SpongeBob on the Game Boy Advance, bro.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I had.
That's not the question, George.
That's not the question, George.
I had one
I-
movie. I had
I
one
remember
movie,
PSP
and it was
had like a zombie game. I forgot what it was called. I think it was Infection or something like that. It was a cool game.
I had
never a
one-
PSP.
I had one movie on PSP, and it was Sin City.
Okay.
Jesus
Hell
Christ.
yes.
Yeah,
But,
Yeah.
and I
Pat,
wore
what
that
were you
bitch
saying
out.
about- what were you saying about the rights? That they just didn't have the rights for?
Yeah. I think New Line Cinema had the rights for the first movie, so when it came to doing the second movie, it was done by a different studio. Hence why they did like a reboot sequel.
Yeah.
It's not Ash going back to the cabin with his new girlfriend being like, "Oh, it should be saved now." No, it's completely
It-
different.
Could you imagine if someone actually thought that was happening because like her name is
But I
Linda?
like that
and
if
it's
that
like,
was-
what he just loves girls named Linda.
Hey, that's a
So,
thing.
yeah.
I'm sure that's a thing out there.
Hey man, if anyone's gonna do, it's gonna be the chin.
It's gonna be
There's
the same
there's definitely something I want to cover. Not something really, but someone
Oh god.
from the first movie. We
Oh,
gotta
here
talk
go.
about
This
Scotty.
fucking boner for Scotty.
We gotta talk about Scotty.
Scottie Pippen.
God damn.
What a
it.
piece of
doesn't
shit
know.
Scotty is, bro.
Scotty doesn't know, dude.
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
We know that Scotty is a piece of shit from the start because
Yes,
I
fuck
mean, I
Scotty.
guess it's the 80s, so no big deal, but this dude's just drinking a clear liquid out of a mason jar, which if you're from the South, you know most likely it's not water.
No, you
It's
don't
some
know.
sort of
You
it's
don't
some
know
sort
'cause
of
you lose your
distilled
memory that
liquor
entire
from the
night.
woods. It was some sort of
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it was alcohol. I'm just going to
Oh yeah.
assume it was some sort of
100%
like
that was fucking moonshine.
yeah, and then he
They're
has
in
to take this
Tennessee. They found some crazy ass dude in the mountains, fucking like, you want some shine?
Yeah, that boy's drinking shine for real.
Yeah.
But
George
he-
gave me moonshine once.
Yeah, how was
oh
that?
yeah, how was that?
Not good.
Not good.
It
Yeah.
was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, depending on what kind you drink. There's like the old smoky moonshine stuff, which is good.
That's
but
what
then there's like the
commercialized it.
real like bathtub in the woods type shit. Like
Shit that'll make you blind.
yeah.
That's what I
Drink
gave.
too much of it.
That's what I gave.
Strip
Pat.
the varnish off of speedboats and shit. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Pat had
But,
the
yeah.
shit
But-
was sitting in an oak tree stump. That's
Yeah.
the shit he had.
But
Scotty's-
I definitely do have to agree. Scotty is a piece of shit.
He's the catalyst
Scotty.
for everything.
Yeah.
He's the catalyst for everything because
Yeah, he is.
they find all the shit. Well, I love that scene too, like how the flow of that scene goes, where it pretty much like reveals so many separate things at once about the movie. It's that everyone gets comfortable and whatnot, even though they discover like the fucking bone chamber in the backyard, which is like a fucking shed with like hanging bones and shit, which would have been
Yeah.
like the first sign, like, I don't like this. Let's leave.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
But they stayed. They didn't know any better. But also, for such a low budget, building tension and atmosphere is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And he did such a good job with that. Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's
you
such a
add
good
into the
setting.
isolation of the fact that like they're in
Right.
the middle of nowhere.
I mean,
that-
the road to get there, you had to do a fucking 90-degree left turn, like on a road that's 3 feet wide, and like
Yeah.
it just
they
doesn't
barely
seem
made
like
it over the
people should be
bridge.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Barely
the
made it
bridge
over
And the
itself
bridge,
was
yeah, the
very
bridge was
stressful
fucked
'cause
up.
You're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, who in the right mind would cross that? Like,
But
especially
I love the scene where it's Scotty shouts, "Party down!" Everyone's like, "Yeah, good time," and then the fucking cellar door just flies open.
fucking
and
straight edge
then-
revenge comes out of the goddamn no partying in this house.
what I could only describe the music as written by Techno Dracula, and he used fucking Frank Zappa sounding castle organs because it was just
Yes.
like super cheesy sounding like organ music you'd hear on a stormy night coming out of Dracula's castle and shit. It's what I would say the term ghoulish fun sounds like encompassed by music. Like some mischievous goblin or is like creeping around a headstone like, what am I up to? It's like that's the music you'd hear.
Yeah.
For real.
I agree. That's actually a really good description.
And then they find the tape recorder and they just keep listening and the guy starts reading the words and then Scotty's like, calm down.
Cheryl's
it's not
like,
a
turn
big
it off,
deal.
Scotty, turn it off.
And fucking
Scotty's
like,
fuck
you,
chill out.
nerd. I'm trying to summon some demons.
Listen, we all
Chill
know that
out,
Scotty.
bitch.
We
And
all
it's
know
just like
Scotty.
not good.
We all have
But
a Scotty.
hey, real quick, did any of you guys notice the poster in the background in the basement?
The Hills of Eyes.
The Hills of Eyes.
Hills of Eyes,
poster?
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So that's kind
nice
of been
nod.
an ongoing skit with all the movies. It's like the first Evil Dead has that. I think the second one has like Freddy's fingers in the shed.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And I think is a ripped up poster of Jaws, if I'm not mistaken, in the second movie. But it's all just like inside house fun.
That's really. I love that.
Yeah.
The little aspects that they put in
Yeah.
elements of horror movies that they find inspiration.
I mean, Scream. They're watching. What is it? Texas Chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No. Halloween.
Is it Halloween?
Yeah.
No, but in the original, is it Nightmare on Elm Street? Nancy's watching Evil Dead and falling asleep.
Yep.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and in Donnie Darko, that's the theater they go see Evil Dead as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is. I forgot about that.
It's important.
Yeah,
it's
that
really
bitch
cool
falls asleep in like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
But I think like out of all, like one of my favorite scenes of like Evil Dead is definitely like the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie where it's that full claymation aspect. They're fucking melting, screaming. There's fucking splooge everywhere and fucking yellow shit everywhere. It's just really gross, and I think that really like it. You can see the dedication, like, hey, like, yeah, the acting's not great, but you know, we are trying something here that's really gory. It feels like you're almost in like if you were to jump into the future, a Gwar concert, and I really wish that could happen. Gwar does like a live show to Evil Dead playing in the background. You know how they usually have like the Philharmonics playing to like Harry Potter, and they play the music of Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. They should just have Gwar go on stage, fucking play.
Just do a reenactment.
What's the War Party album? Just play War Party. That's the best album Gwar ever made, and then just fucking have them killing Deadites. And fun thing they could do, they could just have the old lead singer come back as a Deadite because he died, and they can kill him on stage.
I mean, I think Gwar fans would fucking lose their minds if that happened.
Yeah. All I'm saying, if I took anything from this fucking movie, is that demons are made of milk.
Yes.
That's it. 100%. That's it. Demons are made of milk.
Demons from the Evil Dead franchise and androids in the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
It's the same milk.
Yeah, it's all like Alfredo sauce or some shit.
No,
do y'all remember the scene?
With T.G. Lee.
Do y'all remember the scene where they're doing the card guessing game?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that fucking person's guessing all the fucking cards, and they just turn, and his back is like to the camera, and he's just sitting there guessing in a regular voice, and
it's
he turns
Cheryl.
around.
It's Ash's sister, Cheryl.
Is that Cheryl? Yeah.
Was it
that
Cheryl?
scene, super cool.
Yep.
Super cool
one
scene.
of the coolest things. Jack of spades, 8 of hearts.
Yeah, it's super creepy.
Right,
She starts off when
it
it becomes a Deadite.
It starts off super calm, and then dude, it just escalates 0 to 60, and you're just like, oh fuck no.
Yeah, that's once Cheryl becomes fucking a full on Deadite. That's when the movie really floors it to the gas, and
she's the one in the cellar, right?
Huh?
Cheryl's the one in the cellar, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Let me out, Ash. I'm all better, Ash.
That part's
so that's
super
the thing
good
I
too.
love about the fucking demons is how much they fuck with Ash with that, like switching over.
Yeah.
He's about to like kill them, and then they'll go back to like their regular selves, and it's like, don't kill me, Ash.
It's psychological torture, which is also why I love these demons, because it's like they don't just try to kill you; they
just don't
play
give a
with their
fuck.
food, so to speak. They fuck around with you, and it's like it's pretty wild.
But
yeah,
that's what makes
I
it-
love that part.
That's what makes it so fun, though. Like, they actually gave, like, depth to the Deadites, right? Like, it wasn't just mindless, like, demons, like, killing. Like, no, they had a plan. They were, like, strategic about it. Like, they were smart. Like, they knew what they wanted, and they were going to get it no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it mimics. I mean, it's true to like, in the sense of demonology, demons are supposed to be like these, supernatural beings that have like a understanding and knowing of a lot of things that normal people don't. So like, even though we see this possessed, them having an understanding of like what Ash knows or what Scotty knows or things like that, like it makes sense because they're demons.
Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah.
Scotty doesn't know, dude.
Scotty doesn't fucking know.
Now, do you guys? I remember you guys telling me that I think y'all know as far as the special effects go, when Scotty died.
Yeah.
That white stuff coming out of his sleeve. What was that?
That was cum.
Tapioca pudding.
What was it? What was it for real, pervert? Goddamn.
Tapioca
pudding. Probably not tapioca pudding, but some type of like easable, like accessible slime.
Like what if it was like cottage cheese, dude? It was chunky. It was fucking chunky.
Because my southern ass saw and was like,
it was rice pudding.
It's like he had grits coming out of his sleeve or something. And I asked because I'm almost positive a fortune teller at Islands of Adventure told me that's how I was gonna die. She just sees just grits coming out of my sleeve. That's
Death
the
by cheddar grits.
Give me some fucking fried egg and some bacon. I'll eat that shit right up.
Yeah,
that's the scene where Ash is trying to like.
Gross.
That's the scene where Ash is trying to give him water, right? And it's just not going in his mouth.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, it's gonna be okay, buddy. Just drink some water.
So much in this movie, but even more so in Evil Dead 2.
Oh yeah.
Ash gets his fucking ass beat.
100%. Ash is fucking obliterated.
This dude gets dragged. I mean, my God.
Stop.
My God, this dude just gets his ass beat. You feel bad for him. You're like, God damn, stop the match.
I mean, he kind of
Jesus Christ.
He kind of does too in the first one too. He gets fucking pushed around, beat around, gets thrown to the bookshelf. Like he gets constantly just kind of fucked with.
Right. No, for real.
Yeah, but not as bad as in the second one.
Since we're talking about the second one, we might as well just go into that one. I don't think there's anything else to touch on the first
more
one.
to say about the first one, though.
Yeah, we'll be here all day. Like if we try to break the whole thing down.
All right, so we all give our thumbs of approval on
Evil
Dead?
Yeah, Evil Dead.
Go see it. If you haven't, watch it again.
I feel like if you're a fan of horror movies and you haven't seen it, it's practically required viewing.
Right.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised how many people haven't seen the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, speaking of Evil Dead 2, me watching it for the podcast is the first time I've ever seen it. It's the first time I've ever seen it.
Dylan's first time seeing Evil Dead 2.
I'm 32 years old, and I have never seen Evil Dead 2.
Okay,
and it came out. It came out 2 years before I was born, so it was out. It just wasn't like when I was a younger kid, my mother introduced me to movies like horror movies, but she didn't care for like the explicit, gory type horror, and she still does.
This is not going to be up the alley. Then no.
So it's not up her alley. She loves demon possessions and demon related stuff, but like if it gets too gory and like the pencil in the heel type thing,
bro, stop.
Which makes it worse that it's wood. It's like a wooden pencil.
The number 2 fucking pencil
makes it more rough, in a way. Like it's just bad.
It's crazy how we're so desensitized to that kind of stuff because we watch so many horror movies and stuff like that. But like even the other day when I rewatched Evil Dead, watching that scene just made me just like queasy.
It's a rough one, man. That's one of the worst. I think one of the worst scenes for me is like anything that deals with the Achilles heel. It gets me. I'm just like,
but even with the remake, the Evil Dead remake, the scene where the machete goes on top, like slices the top of her kneecap.
Yeah.
Got me. And it's like everyone, at least for horror fans, they could say at least one scene in the Evil Dead franchise, including Ash vs. Evil Dead, there's one like graphic scene or graphic part of the movie that gets you.
Yeah.
They're
fucking. I love it. But the thing I love about Evil Dead 2, even though like you really, really are watching the same movie in the sense,
not
just
really,
minus a few.
They're so different.
Not really, but you are. I mean, in the sense it's the same
structure,
same. Yeah. They just have different characters. I love the fact that we get Ash playing a piano. I just think that really just adds just the randomness to the film. That Ash is sitting there.
He's so fucking cringy when they first get to the cabin.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, Hey there, baby.
So Sam Raimi directed
I'm a man, you're a woman.
I'll marry you right now.
He directed and wrote it, but he had another guy help him write it. Do you think that helped at all? Yeah, Scott Spiegel is his name, I think.
For the second movie?
Yeah, the second movie he had another person helping him write. So
I also think it's also trial and error too. Like, so Evil Dead 1 was great in its own, but I think having to kind of like redo it in a sense, I think they kind of took some things from the first one and said, okay, how can we take this but then make it better?
Well, that and you had Stephen King backing you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason why this movie was made in the first place is because of how much Stephen King really loved The Evil Dead. He went to the producer or the company working on Maximum Override and said, you gotta fund this movie. Like,
Dino De Laurentiis.
Imagine watching that movie back in the day too, because I think they finished filming it and it was like going through festivals for like 3 years, and then it got released into theaters and stuff like that. But can you imagine like growing up and seeing like that's the movie of the summer?
Yeah,
that's the movie. That's the horror movie that
fucking
everyone's
sick.
gonna go see.
I would be excited to be able to like travel back in time and kind of like see, The Evil Dead or The Evil Dead 2 on the matinee sign.
Watching Evil Dead before having.
Excuse me.
I did that when I was in Chicago like 5 or 6 years ago. I went to the Music Box Theater. Which is like an amazing old style theater. And they played The Evil Dead at midnight on the original film with the original trailers and everything. So it like had on the marquee Evil Dead.
That's so sick.
And I mean, it was such a cool experience. Like the one screen in the theater had like a giant red velvet like curtain that they pulled back and everything, and you can get beer and wine and snacks and everything like that. And it was a really, really good movie theater experience. And seeing that movie, like, come to think of it, I don't think before that I ever saw the original Evil Dead. I think I saw the remake. Okay. I think I saw the remake before I saw the original.
Well, didn't you, if I'm remembering when you told me this story before, didn't you go thinking that the movie you were going to see was the remake of Evil Dead?
Yeah, because on the Flickster app, the poster they used for the Evil Dead, it didn't specify a date.
Was the remake?
They just showed the poster for the remake. And I was like, oh, they're playing the remake. This will be good.
Gotta go.
Me and my then girlfriend at the time were like, I was like, you want to see a really good horror movie tonight? It's at midnight. Let's go. And we got there, and it was the original one. I said, well, I haven't seen the original one, but I know it's like super legendary. So like it's, let's just hope it's good. And we had a blast watching it. Like it was great to see it in the theater and stuff. So
can you imagine seeing the remake without seeing the first one? Or knowing anything
what the
about
fuck is going on?
You could. As a person.
No, you definitely could.
A lot of people probably did.
As a person who saw the remake first and then the original, you totally can.
Oh, yeah, no. They made it that way for newer audiences to come in and be able to...
Oh, no. I went with people that never seen The Evil Dead to go see the remake.
I think I did, too. I can't remember. I mean, I went and saw it back when it first came out, and I was with a group of people, and I was just like, you guys know this is the remake to, like, a really cool movie. And they're like, what? And I'm like...
Every time. Never fails.
What the fuck, man?
That's not a movie I grew up with.
True. I think like of course they got more budgeting in this movie. They were able to do more, and I think something that should be really discussed. And not that I hear much about it when you talk about Evil Dead 2, because you talk more people. I love Ash as the character. It's so campy, it's gory, but like the acting and the significance of his acting in the sense of like how much better it got from Evil Dead to Evil Dead 2 in those short couple of years in between the films.
Well, I think they just had more hands-on of what they were trying to do with this horror movie.
Well, definitely, but I mean, like in the sense of like Ash is in this movie by himself, fairly quick, and then he then begins to act almost half the movie by himself,
and the physical comedy that he has to pull off.
Yeah, so I mean, like that right there just shows like how strong of an actor Bruce Campbell actually is.
Well, and also tells us that Sam Raimi really just wants to make a Three Stooges movie.
just a goofy slapstick gags. Type shit. Yeah. Because there's gags aplenty in this movie, which I love. which I love to death. And I mean, they went from a $350,000 budget to a $3.6 million budget, which is roughly
huge increase.
And I mean,
it fucking shows on screen though.
The original one grossed about 2.9 million worldwide. So I bet Dino De Laurentiis was like, okay, it made this much. I'll give it a little bit more than what it grossed. Yeah, banking on it being kind of popular and stuff. But it ended up grossing about 6 million worldwide. So I mean, it was a small success. It was a small success. Yeah. Metacritic gave it a 72.
Give that a double
72?
Yeah. A 72, one above the original Evil Dead. Now, this is the one I would put in the 80s for sure. This would be an 85. This would be an 85, 86 for me, for sure.
I think, you know, and something, you know, even to add to that, the fact that the first movie was ever had a theatrical release was because Bruce Campbell put his family's North Michigan property as collateral to have the original film enlarged 35 millimeter. That's the only reason why it was released in theaters. So, you know, if it wasn't for Bruce Campbell and how dedicated he is to this franchise, we would have never ever seen it in theaters. I mean, we haven't, but I mean, those people back then would have never seen it, and then it probably wouldn't have had the impact it had. Because it would have been a B-rated movie.
Dedication. That's his dedication of friendship, though.
Yeah.
Him and Sam Raimi go back to, like, their kid friends and shit. You know, childhood friends and shit.
That's awesome.
Hey,
I mean,
you do what you got to do to make it happen, man. And
exactly.
I mean, it felt so much more like an actual movie than the original one did, which, I mean, isn't fair to compare, really. They're both their own things, but at the same time, like, you're watching it, you're like, oh, this is like, this is a movie theater movie type thing for sure. Like even for today's standards, you could still see that.
Oh yeah, and I think, you know, I like to classify Evil Dead as more of a horror-esque movie because it's not really comical. I mean, there's some funny parts in that movie, but it's not heavily relying on the comedy as so much as Evil Dead 2 is a very campy horror movie.
I think his comedy also is unintentional. Yeah, in the first one. The second one's definitely more hands-on in the comedy.
Yeah, definitely. I just love the more gore. Like, you know, when he starts shooting his shotgun at the wall, and then you get that fucking...
That big geyser of blood coming out of the wall, for sure.
Dude, that's so sick.
The team they had to do the makeup to, it's the guy who did the makeup for Nightmare on Elm Street 2, I believe.
Okay.
And if anything, you're going to grab from the second Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like, at least its special effects was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What did they keep from the first movie going into the second movie, it being like a reshot version, like a recanonizing of how the first movie flows into the second movie? What did they really keep? Because they pretty much set up the story the same way they did in the first one, which is they did a tape recording scene where they all heard the tape recorder that they heard in the first movie, but they're acting like they're hearing it really for the first time. And honestly, though, they play like this Indiana Jones-ass music to go with it. So it kind of gives it like an action movie vibe, but that's a comparison that I kind of came up on my own because, truth be told, I've never seen Army of Darkness either. Like I said, I never grew up with it, so I've never seen Army of Darkness.
You're gonna piss Mike off here in a second.
You're not gonna make me mad. I'm just gonna fucking give you my copy of Army of Darkness so you can fucking watch it because I think you'll absolutely love it.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will because I watched Ash vs. Evil Dead and I loved it. And I feel like each movie progresses in a certain way, if whether it's on purpose or not, that makes each movie in the series different, yet all tie together in one thing.
Yep.
Because you've got
that was the crazy thing about Ash versus Evil Dead, that it did do that.
Well, the original Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead was pretty much trying to be a straight up horror, but its low budget kind of gave it a comedic vibe to it. And I don't know if people responding to it like a comedy kind of gave them the idea.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So it was more
Sam
of a horror.
Raimi saw people laughing in the theaters and said, well,
right.
I might as well build on this.
So we did a horror movie. The second Evil Dead is a little bit less horror, more comedy, and more action. So you got your middle point here. But then you've got Army of Darkness, I'm assuming,
more action,
more comedy, and
not as horror.
Not as much horror, but it's a horror setting, so there's spooky and scary things happening.
When you get to the graveyard scene and you start seeing those spooky, scary skeletons come in, you can't do nothing but laugh because it is the funniest shit.
Well, you had that scene kind of in Evil Dead 2 when his fucking girlfriend rises out of the grave without a head, and it goes up her shoulder like a fucking Harlem Globetrotter. And she starts doing the old, hello, my baby, hello, my honey, fucking ragtime dance.
Encore.
And it's so fun, and it's like you should be hearing skeletons playing xylophones to her dance. And she just and then she just goes, yahoo, and flies off into the fucking night, into the fucking goddamn forest, and you're just like, yo, this movie is about to go off. And it does. It really does.
That's just one of those scenes where, like, you see it, too, and, like, you just can't help but fucking smile. Like,
Right.
Some people might think it's cheesy, some people might think it's stupid, but, like, me, I'm just like, that is fucking amazing. Like, thank you.
You're in for a ghoulish time when you see that.
That is the whole charm with Evil Dead. It's kind of, it could be cheesy effects, and especially with that scene alone, because it's stop motion and it's like it doesn't look as good as it should.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it just adds to the charm of Evil Dead, anyways.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite scenes has to be the laughing scene in that movie, where everything just starts laughing at Ash.
That scene,
I think that
insane.
really adds to the insanity that is what's happening to him. That, you know, is this in his head? Or is this really happening to him?
That scene alone, to me, makes me wish or hope that one day in the future, Halloween Horror Nights is an Evil Dead 2 haunted house, because it's the perfect movie for that kind of setup.
Instead of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah, Ash vs. Evil Dead was a house. Does not work.
It was kind of
I
a flop,
agree.
dude.
I really do wish that they will make, even if it's not the Evil Dead 2 or Evil Dead, it's the Evil Dead remake. Because I get it, they're gonna want to make it scary, and it needs to be scary. I don't think
you can still do that with Evil Dead 2, though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Totally. I just think that with the IP and how huge Evil Dead remake was, I feel like that's the one they would probably want to go with, and probably be the one easier to get the rights to as well.
Well, they did an Evil Dead remake haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights, and they've done the Ash versus Evil Dead. Yeah, they did.
Did they?
I think they did. I think I remember them doing a remake of the Evil Dead haunted house.
If they did, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, Mike, look that up. Look that up and let me know if I'm right or wrong.
I'll look it up later on.
I mean, I've been going to Halloween Horror Nights since the late 90s, so like I could be getting something mixed up or something, but I'm almost positive they've done that. They did do it.
Really?
Okay, so
Halloween Horror Nights
what year,
23.
George? 23?
Yeah.
Wow.
23
was
I
what
don't
year was that,
remember
George?
that.
13.
13 the movie.
Which is when the movie came out. Yeah.
Oh,
What
So
the fuck?
okay.
Go.
Yeah, it was badass.
Dude,
From what I remember, it was fucking
that was
badass.
so long ago, though, that like
Yeah.
Fucking high.
But here's the
I
thing.
don't remember that shit.
I remember
But
that.
here's
That was
the-
the year I didn't go.
But here's
Holy
the thing.
shit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I'm going to say about Mike when he said they're going to have to make it scary. I kind of disagree, because I think the success of a house like the Beetlejuice house they had this year
True.
Boom.
is you could do the
Mike
same
got
exact
roasted.
thing. You want to experience the cabin, the settings, the laughing heads. It's like with Beetlejuice. You want to experience, Catherine O'Hara's shitty statues coming to life, and Beetlejuice, and like the dude when I went past the fucking miniature of the town that was in the attic, I lost my fucking mind. And I feel like a lot of people.
I was pushing this
so
man in a
stoked.
wheelchair. He lost his fucking shit when he saw the model of the town.
Mike went extra slow for me, because we knew nothing spooky was going to pop out. So it was like,
That's the
go
good thing
slow.
about
I want to
Halloween Horror
enjoy
Nights,
it.
though, is
Yeah.
that you get both houses. You get the houses that like really just do justice to the movies. Like we had Stranger Things. The Walking Dead did it. This year we had Hill House. Like those kind of houses. Like I'm not going to get scared. I'm just going to see like the beautiful
For fun.
aesthetics.
Immerse myself.
Yeah.
I want
into
to be
the
immersed.
universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If they did Evil Dead house, especially if they did Evil Dead 2.
Oh yeah.
Go in the.
I think 2 would be the one that makes sense.
I think 2 would make the one.
Let's go in the cellar.
All right, who do we know at Halloween Horror Nights that we can just fucking shove against the wall and be like, listen here, nerd.
I'll knock on some
Make an
doors.
Evil Dead 2 house.
I'll knock on some doors. Send some
All I'm
emails.
saying, if they make that fucking house and I don't get the fucking like tree monster at
Oh.
the very fucking end. I'm
Oh, Tree
fucking
Monster.
pissed.
That's your
you gotta have
favorite,
Tree
George.
Monster.
That was
You
literally
love Tree
my favorite
Monster.
part. That was my favorite part of fucking Evil Dead 2.
All right,
there.
let's get back to the movie.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it. The fucking tree
It was
monster
true.
at the end of Evil
George
Dead
had
2.
the perfect segue to the Tree Monster.
I'm over here trying
Let's
to
go,
segue
let's go.
naturally past like, oh no, wait, let's get back to the fucking movie. Bitch, I was trying. Okay.
And you know what? You know what? What's
Last thing we need is a fucking Limp Bizkit rant like we did last time.
Well, you know what? Since you mentioned it, let's get this out of the way.
Let's get this out. Go ahead.
Limp Bizkit,
You see what you did,
and this could be wrong. This could be wrong.
I know. I'm an evil son of a bitch.
This could be wrong, but I don't think it is. In the hit single from Limp Bizkit off the album Significant Other, there is a track called In Together Now. And it's a fantastic song, fantastic music video. But there is a lyric that if I have to just find it real quick.
There's a word. It's a
There,
word.
yes. Well, the lyrics go, and this is a Method Man lyric because Method Man's on this song. And I don't know if this was Method's idea or Fred Durst's idea, but there's a verse that during Method's part towards the end where he says, headstrong, dead con, dead by dawn, dead weight, they dead wrong, let's get it on. Which when we listen to it, we all kind of agree when they say dead by dawn.
He goes, dead by dawn.
Yeah, Fred Durst comes in with a doubling of the track, and he goes, dead by dawn. Like he does like a funny demon voice.
Which is actually the tagline or the original working title, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. And the brother in this movie is hoisted when he becomes dead saying, dead by dawn, dead by dawn, dead by dawn.
Yeah.
So I think you're onto something, man. I think it works. And when you listen to it, it does sound like a weird, like monstrous way that they recorded over it.
Yeah, for real. And you know what? I think I'm on to something else with this movie. It just further proves my point. Why white people? Why white people? Why are they always trying to find doors to other worlds?
Because they gotta fucking colonize other worlds. They've done colonized everything here.
My thing is, what's wrong with this one? It's 1987. Y'all don't even have PlayStation or Mambo number 5 yet. Why the fuck are y'all looking? Why are y'all looking for another world when you've got so much yet to experience in this one?
Mambo number 5, man.
Let's stop. And I can't even say they're looking for the ever illustrious Mambo number 6 because that hasn't even happened yet. But
although I do need that in my life.
Life's gonna get sweeter, man. Chill out. Just stop. This is why shit gets fucked up. It's just you're going looking for things that you just shouldn't. You should just leave alone. Period.
But then where's the movie?
True. Facts. Okay, I guess, but I mean, it's a slight critique, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I mean, what does the word workshed mean to y'all?
Workshed?
It's a significant scene line that cuts to him running to a shed.
Yes. I feel like
and
that
it does not work at all.
That dubbing is the catalyst that sets the movie off.
Yeah.
Like a chainsaw.
Once you hear it, you just hear work shed or something like that. And then he goes into the work shed. He puts Cheryl's head in the vice
Linda's
and she's
head.
talking. Linda. He puts Linda's head.
Listen.
He puts Linda's head in the vice and she's talking shit. And right when he thinks to himself, "Where's the chainsaw?" Boom! Door kicks open and a headless Linda with a chainsaw just comes waving that bitch in and runs after him. And it's just like, oh shit, the roller coaster has just gone down. And I laughed my ass off so hard at that part. It's like, oh shit, it's going on.
It's so fucking good though, because it's like you can tell it's like almost kind of like stop motion, like they're still working on the special effects. It's just like she's like waving around, going, "Gah!" Like in my head.
What do y'all think of the special effects?
In my head, I could hear, the body just like screaming as it was running towards Ash. Just, yeah.
Dude, the first time I saw Evil Dead 2, it made me want to be a makeup artist.
Yeah,
I agree. And there's other movies too that I've watched that was just like I would love to get into special effects and do that kind of work. It's unfortunately it's a dying industry and I hate that because it's just CG will. I mean, very good CG is very effective, of course, but movies feel more real when they do practical effects, and there's a way to make practical look good on film. It doesn't have to look as ridiculous as it does when you're watching Evil Dead or Evil Dead.
The Void did it.
The most recent Child's Play.
The Void did it.
Did they?
Yeah, Child's Play. The Chucky on the new Child's Play. It was actually animatronics.
Really?
Oh no shit. Okay.
See, that shit works. I mean, there's a reason why when you watch Jurassic Park, today. Like the dinosaurs still hold up because
Yeah,
they're
it's a
part
way better
animatronic, part CG, so it works off of each other. But when it's
well, that T-Rex was like
CG.
evolutionary. It was like the biggest animatronic ever created when they did Jurassic
Say
Park.
what you want about the newest Star Wars trilogy, but they use puppets and animatronics.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff.
It does make help. It does make help.
You're always
help the film.
help.
You're always going to have directors that want to stick with practical. You're always going to have that. That's never going to die out. Because
it's going to be
with
Del
horror
Toro.
especially.
It's always going to be Del Toro to the day that motherfucker dies.
Right.
He will always, always, always make sure that practical effects are alive and well in his films.
And
Yet
that's
again,
why
Del Toro on the episode.
everything he makes will stand the test of time.
And also,
everything.
Since we're recording this on a Saturday and it's October 9th, happy birthday, Guillermo del Toro.
It's his birthday?
If you are
Happy
listening
birthday,
to us,
baby.
wish you well, sir.
Listen,
Master of Horror.
All right, someone email him and be like, "Look, man, we bring you up in every fucking episode. Not even
Every
planned.
episode. You have
not
to
even
come hang out
planned,
with us.
and we just did it on your birthday.
Yeah.
So let's
Come
hang
fucking
out.
talk to us, please.
Yeah, spend your birthday with these nerds. Yeah, please.
Yeah, for real.
We're your biggest fans, huh?
But
I would say we should do a Del Toro episode, but every episode.
every episode's a Del Toro episode.
We
Sorry,
mentioned him
not
once,
fucking
at
sorry.
least.
He
Yeah.
makes fucking magic. I'm sorry. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a fantastic director.
Viva Mexico!
He is great. Yeah.
Okay.
For real.
I love. Okay, do y'all remember the scene in Evil Dead 2 where like his hand starts to get corrupted and the black veins and whatnot? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but laugh because it just reminded me of the Mudvayne music video for Dig. Where the fucking part where it's like bang ding ding, the fucking goddamn black stuff's going in his veins, like out of like a stop motion type
You
thing.
mean not the Billie Eilish music video where she's got fucking
No.
black?
I haven't seen
also
that.
Sick as fuck.
Also, hold on. Just a thought
Go
in my
ahead.
head. You say this about the hand, and you know how the hand becomes his own worst enemy. It starts attacking him.
Right.
Oh yeah, my own worst
Did
enemy.
someone watch Evil Dead 2 and then right after write Idle Hand?
Maybe. That could be it.
Because no one talks about that movie. It's a fan-fucking-tastic movie.
Yeah, Seth
sure
Green.
is.
Yeah,
But the
Seth
whole
Green
premise
kills
is
it.
the hand becomes possessed and it's trying to kill him and other people.
That was
We need to
such an
fucking do
infamous
Idle
movie.
Hand on this podcast.
That was such an
We're
infamous
fucking
movie as
gonna
a
do
kid.
Idle Hands on this podcast. You fucking heard it here.
Oh, I love that fucking movie.
I haven't seen it since VHS, so I
Yeah,
definitely
for real. I haven't watched it
need
forever,
to.
but
Yeah, I watched it as like at middle school.
Also, remember when I mentioned earlier that Ash got his ass beat?
Which time?
Like constantly?
time?
Yeah.
The whole movie from start to finish.
He even beats himself up.
Yeah.
That's how fucking. That's how bad he gets his ass
He
beat.
beats himself up even worse in Army of Darkness.
So
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
whoever directed Fight
I can't
Club,
wait.
fucking or whoever wrote Fight Club or whatever, they
know what they did.
copied Evil Dead 2 because
fucking
Yeah.
know what
that
they did.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking about the when he fights himself in the movie.
yeah
Yeah, that is an Evil
Also,
Dead.
I mean, another thing that we get that I love is Deadeye Ash,
Right.
in this film,
Yeah.
and that's always fun. 'Cause
He looks
it's
really
I
good,
feel like it's
too.
one of the better looking Deadites out of all of the ones we
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Dude, he talked so much shit about those fucking contacts he had to wear for that scene.
I can imagine they're probably horrible.
Oh yeah, all the actors were like, we can't see dick.
Act the part even better.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah, no.
get rid
Sam
from your
Raimi's
reality.
brother. Well, who did he play? Sam Raimi's brother was in the movie. He played the lady in the cellar.
I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your
Oh, he
soul.
did that? Was that him? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I think his name is Tom.
Yeah, I think it's
Tom
Tom
Raimi?
Tom Raimi? Ted Raimi? Who the fuck knows?
Ted,
The Raimi
yes,
brother
Ted.
that's not important.
He's in
the
the
not
Candyman
talented
movie.
one.
Yeah. But, I mean, I just think, like, the Evil Dead movies and the franchise in a whole really do hold a special place in my heart. I try to make people watch them that have never watched them before because I feel like, excuse me,
The hell
that
was that?
it was me fucking releasing gas from my mouth.
Wow, that was pretty crazy.
I just think that they're fun movies. They do a lot. They do body horror really well, and I feel like it really did help pave a way for certain movies to come out and become really popular, like Brain Dead or Dead Alive, depending on where you're at. Evil Dead came first, and then that movie came out in the 90s. And I mean, that's just a huge practical effect gore fest if you've never watched it.
There's a comedic amount of blood in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they didn't give a fuck about the ratings.
Like fire hydrants amounts of blood.
Literally, they said, we want a fucking gas truck full of fake blood. Come in, back it in.
Straight up Stone Cold Steve Austin beer truck Monday Night Raw amounts of blood.
But like unrelated, like now that you bring it up, I watched Mandy before we did this episode, and that scene where he slits his throat when the fucking knife dick monster's on top of him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, dude, it's just like blood pouring, and he's just fucking laughing his ass off. I was like, dude, that is totally Evil Dead inspired.
Oh, it's 100% Evil Dead. It's Evil Dead 2.
Mandy.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the two other side characters that get brought into this? The woman
Billy Bob.
and Billy Bob. Fucking that poor hick. just get roped into a situation one after another, but then like his fucking cousin sister wife runs into the fucking woods, right, which is already a bad idea, and he grabs the shotgun
Scotty
and then forces he forces the fucking two main characters into his bullshit, and it's like, why not just go look for it yourself? You're the one with the gun. Why fucking make them go into demon-infested woods, which is already, at least to say, gigantically inconvenient? Why would you do that? And then he gets fucking flung into a tree, stabbed, he gets beaten with a fucking door, and then he gets a fucking ceremonial blade fucking stabbed into him.
Hey,
and then he's just, that woman's just dragging his body down the hall, and he's just like, I'm in so much pain. And she's like, shut up,
not
shut
even
the
supposed
fuck
to
up.
be here
It's
today.
like she's just like screaming at this
fucking
poor man
Dante.
getting his ass beat, and he's just like bleeding from every hole. And I feel, and then he don't
He was just trying to have some fun. He ended up getting wrecked.
Right.
God damn it.
Right. But it's so good. And also, even the fucking, if they did a Halloween Horror Nights thing, they could do the giant head from the end of the movie. They could do the giant head as like one of the animatronics at the end, and it would be fucking perfect. I mean,
the tree monster, I'm telling you, dude.
The tree monster has to be a must.
And tree monsters for sure. You'd have to have them.
I was
Evil
so
Dead
stoked on that
will
tree
always.
monster.
I think the Evil Dead franchise will always be a thing that will collectively be discussed within the horror fandom universe, and
correct, yeah,
it will never die. I mean, like, you had the Ash vs. Evil Dead series on Starz. It did 4 seasons. It's done. But now, like, there's the Evil Dead video game that's coming out. Ash's IP is being used in like Dead by Daylight. So I mean, there's so much where like Evil Dead is just seeping into different platforms that we consume. That I really
played the original video game.
I did, yeah. Back then, when you had like the creepy little weird dude that used to follow you around and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he became a character in the movies. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I always wished he would have become like a character. I was waiting, like, especially like Army of Darkness, like. Not those movies were made before the video game, but
but at least Ash
vs.
Evil did
exactly.
that.
Whoa! It's weird that you guys said that because fun fact: in 2022, we are getting an Evil Dead video game.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about we're getting a new Evil Dead video game.
Yes.
Yeah, but it sounded better when George said it.
Yeah, that's true. George, I'll let you have it. But no, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we haven't had like Ash vs. Evil Dead ended what almost 3 years ago.
Yeah,
2 years ago, something like
I think
that.
So.
Yeah. Here we are now. In next year we're gonna have another source of Evil Dead consumption that we can play and actually enter that world interactively like that. And I just feel like with the hype, hopefully with the game, if it really does well and gets a lot of people interested, maybe we'll get an Evil Dead 2 sequel from the remake, and we can kind of continue on that storyline.
Yeah. But the master
great.
of reviving dead shows, Netflix, yo, what's up? I know you're listening because
That's
this podcast
true.
is so fucking great.
We got our SECs on point.
Pick it the fuck up, my guy.
Isn't Ash vs. Evil Dead on Netflix right now?
It is on Netflix right now to watch.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I
it
thought.
is.
Yeah.
It definitely can be picked up. It definitely watch it, and it definitely could be picked up in just like 2 years, 5 years later, and it's fucking Ash, a little bit older, still rocking a fucking chainsaw.
Can you
arm.
imagine old man Ash, just old as fuck, just still fucking up Deadite.
Oh yeah, I definitely could, and I feel like Bruce Campbell would 100% do it. He says that he's done, but he's not. I mean,
they've done.
Chin will live.
I mean, they did Arrested Development.
The main reason why he's lived so long on this. Ash is what makes him his income. Like Evil Dead. I mean, he does his books and he does other movies and he does other sources.
But what is his books fucking talking about? His
Evil
time.
His
time making those movies.
So I just think it's this. When we were trying to pick a show or a movie to do this week, I thought it'd be fun. Like we never back when we were doing the show 3 years ago, we never did the Evil Dead series.
Who knows fucking why?
Which is just wild because it is just like I said, it's one, not my favorite movie, but it's definitely my top 5, top 10 favorite horror movies to watch. It does not lose its rewatchability. You can pop it on anytime you want. It's a good time to watch.
It's a good time to watch it with your girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, make sure their name's not Linda.
Or boyfriend.
Yeah. Or if they have fear of trees.
Or
partner.
trees.
Partner.
Yeah, whoever you're watching it with, it doesn't matter.
Partner.
I mean, it's just I think it's something you can get someone interested into horror films that may not be super into those types of films, that maybe don't want to mess with possession films and all those kind of Hostel and Saw. Like, not that kind of stuff's not everyone's cup of tea.
Paranormal Activity.
Bro, love those movies, but
they're
different point. I just feel like this is this is a franchise that anyone can just hop into, have a good time. There's so much to watch. There's 3, the original trilogy. There's the remake. There's the TV show. There's so much. There's comics. There's video games. I mean, there's so
Ash
much.
Versus Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, there's so much
Those
for
comics
someone to
are so
consume.
fucking good.
And
rest in peace, my wallet.
I feel like it lived. I mean, think about it. Jason got his remake and it kind of flopped, and that was it.
Hey, that was a good remake.
I liked it.
Freddy got his
remake.
remake flopped.
Freddy got
that sucked.
That one sucked.
That sucked.
But I mean,
Play was okay.
Giving the tremendous actor that they got to play Freddy Krueger, fucking his face up like that is just like.
Yeah,
it's just I feel so bad for that because I do like that actor a lot, and I did like the Child's Play remake with Mark Hamill.
I loved it.
I thought it was fun. Fuck it.
I just
Aubrey
think
Plaza.
this movie's held up. It's held up. It holds true to its name. People seem to enjoy it. Bruce Campbell loves it. I feel like Sam Raimi, if given the opportunity, would make another film.
He's doing a Marvel movie, isn't he? Yeah. He's
what's
he doing?
Spider-Man 3.
He's doing the new Marvel movies.
Is he?
New Marvel
one.
Who is?
But
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
He's doing Multiverse of Madness, the new Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
that's what he's
That's
doing.
doing,
Yes.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be the first ever Marvel horror movie.
We'll see about that.
I don't know if it's just me.
That's what he
but
said.
I feel so horror kind of comes in cycles. I feel like the interest for horror kind of just comes in cycles throughout the years, and I feel like it's kind of on that comeback. So it could be a good time. It's been almost 10 years. I think another Evil Dead would be fucking sick.
It'd be something. It's different. It's not what you get every year. It's the fun. And the way they left off the remake definitely does allow for it to continue with the story. I mean, we got the most shocking fucking scene ever where she rips her fucking hand off, which I just thought was love that scene. It's so cringy and disgusting and disturbing, but it's way better than just cutting her hand off. You know what I mean?
Did she use the turkey carver?
Hand off.
The turkey carver. Is that what she used to cut her hand off in the remake?
No, she fucking her hand is stuck under the car and she literally rips her fucking hand off.
Someone uses a turkey carving thing in this movie.
That's someone else in the remake.
Yeah.
It's someone gets possessed and cuts their arm off.
The next best thing to a chainsaw is an electric turkey carver.
Yeah.
Because it's got that sound like a chainsaw almost.
It's literally
it's got a sound. It's got one of those sounds where it's like a dentist drill or a chainsaw where it's like the sound just makes you cringe or makes you fucking tense up. Yeah. So that was fucking cool.
The remake, I can go on for hours about the remake, but I mean,
we'll do an episode on the remake.
Yeah, we'll throw Army of Darkness in there.
Honestly, I would love to watch both those movies. Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, Dylan's first. You never seen Army of Darkness.
We can hang out and watch it together.
Yeah, I'll come down. I'll come down and watch it. We'll
Pizza
go get hot chicken. We'll get hot chicken again.
Yeah, hot chicken. Damn right, chicken fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Evil Dead, fantastic film. The one and only Bruce Campbell is the Chin. Love that man to death.
Right. Yeah.
Tell us what you think. Shoot us an email. Hit us on the Twit box or the Insta
don't
block.
tell us what you think. Tell us how much you love it.
Yeah, tell us how much you love it. If you're that one guy who fucking said you love the best thing you love about it is when the credits hit.
Oh,
I hate you.
Oh,
not really.
We had some words.
But goddamn it, Caleb.
Boom! Blast it on the fucking show.
I'll blast your ass on this show. I don't give a shit. But tell us how you feel. If you like it, you don't like it. If you have something that, there's movies out there that follow, that get released, and we're never gonna find them. So if you have something that's similar to The Evil Dead, that's full of fucking gore and demonic possession, send it our fucking way. I'd love to watch weird movies I've never seen before.
What was that ripoff of Ash vs. Evil? Is it Steve Against Evil?
Oh, Stand Against Evil or some shit like that with the doctor from Scrubs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Issa saw that on Hulu. She's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, just an Evil Dead ripoff."
Yeah.
But yeah, send us your shit. Next week Halloween Kills comes out, so hopefully we'll do an episode on Halloween Kills.
We did the one. We did. Wait.
Halloween. We did
Halloween.
Halloween. We did Halloween.
Yeah. Which one?
The newest one, the one that's playing in these fucking movies.
Yeah.
We're going to be going to Spooky Empire, so if you're going to be going to that, coming up soon, come hang out with us. We're going to be filming. We'll interview some people there. So we'll make some content that way. And, as always, send us some weird shit. But it's Saturday night. I'm going to go fucking do some laser tags shooting shit up in Oviedo.
What?
And having
Wait, where? Dude, I will drive over.
You're
there.
going
laser tagging?
I'm going to that Scream and Stream shit.
Oh,
Wow.
sick invite.
Literally, no word of that in the fucking group chat.
It's me and my wife and her sisters. They're in town, so they're wanting to do some things, and we're gonna go do that.
Pat, let's just show up. Pat,
just show up. You gotta have the car because it's laser
Mike,
tagging
the invite is well appreciated, but I can't make it. I just can't.
Dylan will get here tomorrow.
I gotta reheat a burrito, and I gotta smoke weed.
I got things to do.
I got things to do.
No.
I gotta lay in my bed and smoke weed in the dark and listen to Pet Shop Boys. All right, I've got things to do. So
Dylan, George, let's just go do something without Mike.
Yeah.
we'll have our own laser tag.
Unfortunately, sad, thing like that. Remember that zombie outbreak laser tag thing we did a couple years ago?
Yeah, I remember.
That closed down.
Good.
Wait,
we had so much fun.
I'm just kidding. We had so much fun.
Oh, the one that was at that big ass mall that no one goes to?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
it was
right.
at the big ass mall.
That's
yeah.
every mall now. The big ass mall
True.
no one goes to anymore.
But guys, it's been a great episode. I think we're getting, I think we're past our fucking rough patch that we had in our first episode with maybe a little small blips of nothingness, but the Horror Junkies are back.
Back. All right.
Exactly. Dylan hates this, but as always,
Oh
guys,
no, I love that.
I'm
I love
Mike.
it.
Get off your phone then.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm getting texted.
Okay. Well, guys,
We're
We're doing the outro, but Pat fucked it
We're
up.
doing the outro here, guys. We're trying to get the fuck off this thing. As always,
Yeah.
stay weird. I'm Mike.
Bye. I'm Pat.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Jorge.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck you, Dylan. Let's go.
Misses the whole thing.
Whatever. I got fun.
Yeah, come through the screen, Virgin. I dare you.